Nice to meet you.
I'm an eating disorder therapist. I'm going to do my best to not use the O word because I find it pretty offensive. So I'm going to use fat-bodied as we talk.
What? I'm extremely confused.
You're confused. I'm fucking confused, bro.
Do you understand why people find it harmful and triggering?
Overweight and obese is literally just having too much body fat. It has nothing to do with the quality of the person.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Are we going to debate the claim?
Yeah, I just wanted to. Yeah, I wanted to clarify though the language.
Are we going to pretend like I'm a 3 and you're my mommy, telling me how to talk?
Wow.
So if I had to sum up the body positivity movement, it's people dealing with shame around their weight issues. And in most cases, it's people who are obese. And basically it acts as step 1 on the road to recovery, which is not hating your body, which fair enough. The problem is for a lot of people, they don't move on. They stay at step 1 because they can't lose weight. So they cope and blame everything else other than themselves. Because being a victim and not taking accountability and coping is easier than changing. It's a movement that focuses too much on emotions and feelings and not enough on the physical, with diet and exercise. It doesn't help that it's basically a leftist movement, comprised mostly of women, which the majority love to play the victim. And that's exactly what you'll see with these people. Cope denial, deflecting, victimhood, and being offended.
Here's the thing.
And I want to...
You're telling me you understand it, but you don't understand it. You fundamentally didn't describe it accurately.
But what I understand is that...
What's lipotoxicity?
I don't want to talk about, I am not, okay, here, I'm going to say this straight out. I am not a medical doctor, okay? So I'm not going to talk to you about medical diagnosis because that's outside my scope and I'm fully willing, hey, I'm fully willing to be wrong. What I am here to talk to you about is the fact that people in fat bodies are irreparably harmed going into the medical system every single day because of the term, the O word.
So that's what you want to litigate?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not the claim, though.
A couple things. One, throughout the debate, many of these people don't stick to the claim, which is infinitely frustrating. Second, it's just so comical that obese is triggering and harmful, but fat and fat-bodied is okay. God, it's almost like the left hyper-focus on language, so they can act offended and be the victim, which work on other lefties. But to people like me, they just look like fucking children. Who gives a shit whether you use one word or another that basically mean the same thing, at least in conversation. And if it wasn't for the left, we wouldn't have to play these stupid games. Just think of all the time we would save.
You know what's even more unhealthy is weight cycling. And as we talked about earlier, only except for your people who have
claim. If you want to talk about that claim, we can. The claim is.
So then what are you supposed to do though? So let's say this person is in a fat body and they are inherently unhealthy, right? We're telling they're unhealthy because they're in this fat body. What are they supposed to do?
Will be significantly more prone to all-cause mortality. For me,
intentional weight loss fails 95 to 98% of the time.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
So what is the
why though? You would probably know this better than me.
Because weight is not an individualistic pursuit. You narrow it down to this idea that it's causal, like that they're just not trying hard enough. But that is...
I didn't say that. It's multifactorial, unquestionably. A lot of people lose weight. The problem, right, is that they put it back on. Are we in agreement?
Yes.
Okay, great. Why do you think?
Okay, we gotta pause there.
God damn it! All right.
I'm sorry.
John! I'm getting somewhere!
Yeah, but you voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Gee, it's almost like the whole format is bullshit. You don't give a shit about finding the truth. This isn't live TV. It's the internet. This video could be 10 hours if you wanted, or at the very least 3 hours, and probably would get more views and watch time. And the whole vote system is stupid. Once they're voted out, at least give them a minute to wrap up at least. Although credit where credit is due. I do appreciate the fact check, because this idea that intentional weight loss doesn't work 95 to 98% of the time is fucking ludicrous. And the fact that I bet these people use that stat to basically say that weight loss is hopeless, pardon the pun, feeds their victimhood.
I have lived in a fat body for as long as I can remember. And I've known very many fat people. And I don't think any of us, the people that I know, I can only speak to the people that I know, I don't think any of us are pretending that we're okay with it. What I want to say here is I live with autoimmune disorders, I live with chronic illness, and I'm also neurodivergent. And this is, the body positivity movement has made it so that I can tolerate this life. I can find ways to thrive, even still. But I'm not pretending that this doesn't bother me. And by bother, I mean that it doesn't hurt to carry my weight. I'm willing to concede with you that carrying around extra weight is harder. It is. But it must be done.
I don't know that I agree with you.
Okay. Tell me more, please.
Well, tell me why you think it must be done.
Because I've worked really hard to not have this.
What does that mean? Like you beat yourself up in the gym or something?
No, I don't. That's not fun.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to understand what you mean.
What I mean is that I grew up with a number of undiagnosed conditions, and even I can think back to like middle school, and I couldn't keep up when the PE teacher would make us like run laps, and I'm like, this is physically aching me, and I didn't understand why. And I didn't understand why because I grew up with a single parent, undocumented single parent. We were bound to the medical system that we had access to.
I understand.
I've done what I needed to do a number of times to try to lose weight.
But what did you try? Tell me.
I've worked out at the gym. I've tried to do Pilates. Even yoga.
Okay.
Even yoga hurts me.
Okay, so the exercise causes you pain.
The
due to
exercise
autoimmune
causes
condition. Okay, no problem.
Right.
I'm with you.
Dieting, for example.
Okay.
That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think that food makes very much sense to me in my neurodivergent brain.
Jesus Christ. Oh, whoa.
This is where mechanistic eating actually helps people who are neurodivergent, and the research supports that because it doesn't have to make sense to you.
Okay.
In other words, it's like you eat on these schedules and you eat these foods and you eat this much, hence the concept, right, of
Hard
mechanistic.
pass. I don't like that.
Jesus Christ. Again, these people make everything sound like they're goddamn Sisyphus pushing the boulder up the hill, fucking Atlas holding up the sky, and they make going to the gym sound like they're going to Navy SEAL boot camp. And I'm sure it was a case, and not that you're lazy as fuck, but let's say it's true. Okay, fine, walk. Literally walk half an hour to an hour a day. Pick a sport. Pickleball, swimming, badminton, ping pong, volleyball. And of course she uses neurodivergent as an excuse to why she can't stick to a diet. Again, she says she's worked hard. First off, I don't know if I believe you, but let's say that's true. Working smart matters more than working hard. Having some really restrictive diet and an overly intense workout at the gym is working hard but not smart. Again, walk half an hour to an hour a day. Cut out sugar and grains, which basically leaves meat and veggies. Don't drink your calories. It's not rocket science.
You'll have to decide which you don't like more. Carrying the weight or the mechanistic eating, because it actually could be helpful. There are other ways forward, but you told me you tried them.
I tried a whole lot. There's a lot of other things to be concerned about. I'm also a social worker. I work with youth. There are a lot of...
Let's go back to you.
Yes.
Tell me.
I'm saying for me, right? There are many things that I'm more concerned about than my weight. My body is not the most interesting thing about me.
You just brought up your weight and said, I don't see a way out of this.
Right.
I've tried everything.
I take care of it in the ways that I can, and I've found works for me.
But you just told me it didn't work for you.
But it works to an extent.
You just told me it didn't work for you.
It works to an extent.
Then this is an irrelevant conversation if you're happy with it.
I stand on 10 toes down, that we are not pretending.
Again, pure cope, saying losing weight doesn't matter, yet you're here fucking talking about it. And I bet you spend a large portion of your life thinking, focusing, and talking about it. Again, she makes it sound like trigonometry, this thing you need to dedicate so much energy and time into, when it's not necessary. Cut out sugar, cut out grains, cook your own food, in healthy fats, walk, and you'll lose weight, and you'll lose body fat, and you'll feel better, and live longer. And it's not about pretending, it's about whether or not you're doing what is necessary to lose weight. And for most of you, I bet the answer is no.
Earlier you were speaking about how there's randomized control trials that show...
Mendelian randomized control trials that have now shown us that obesity is causal to all-cause mortality.
Okay, so I disagree with that. I think there's going to be a problem with
dozens.
But here's why I disagree. Because
you can disagree.
No, but let me please let me hear me out. Okay. So the reason why is because registered dietitian, school for 6 years, studying nutrition, weights, all the stuff.
I don't believe you.
And
Tell
we
me
can't
what
keep.
lipotoxicity is.
It doesn't come up in my curriculum because it's bullshit. Because it's a TikTok thing that's like, cortisol face or whatever.
The fuck you talking about?
But
Not,
please, just
listen
back to
to
the
me.
studies.
It is not Bullshit.
Back to the
It's
studies.
ectopic fat.
But can we just
It's
say,
when
because you
fat
keep sidestepping
ends
and then we
up-
can never
I'm not
get anywhere.
sidestepping. This is the claim.
Okay.
Okay. The claim is that obesity is unhealthy. Lipotoxicity
But the
is
reason-
not bullshit.
but-
it is the definition of ectopic fat.
It's
When
funny it never
fat
came up in
gets
6 years of a
deposited-
professional accredited undergrad.
What's fatty liver disease?
I know what fatty liver. I was a
What
clinical
is it?
dietitian at a
That's
hospital.
lipotoxicity.
Okay,
Okay.
so-
When fat is in the liver, when fat is in the heart, when fat gets deposited in the brain,
Yeah.
that is lipotoxicity, and it happens when the body has no place to put the excess energy anymore.
Okay.
It is irrefutable that that is bad for your health.
Can we just go back to the correlation doesn't equal causation? So you're saying there's causal studies, right?
Yes,
Okay.
MRT
Gotcha.
studies
You can-
that show
the acronym is great. Okay, so my thing is the reason why we cannot show that the fat in and of itself leads to the negative health outcomes is because we cannot keep a human in a lab and control every factor, but have the only
that's
thing
why
that's
they
different.
use Mendelian randomized control
But can you just
trials.
listen? So a person,
that
a person,
inherently eliminates any conflating factors because they're based on genetic predispositions coupled with
But
lifestyle.
can I just share?
Okay.
A person in a larger body has experienced things that we can't undo from the fat. So for example, they might have negative health outcomes because every time they go to a doctor, instead of being given an evidence-based treatment, like I have unearned thin privilege, I go to a doctor, I say, you know, my stomach hurts, I get a full
You're
workup.
basically saying the earth is flat. Are you trying to tell me that
no.
having
God, I can't stand this bitch. God, she could play the perfect Karen in a TV show or movie. These people are coping and obfuscating. See Jillian, who is a lefty by the way, but more like Bill Maher, a 90s liberal, she wants to talk about the science and what actually matters and what actually works in losing weight. And these people want to talk about socioeconomics and how black and brown people don't have equal access to organic food or healthcare. Who gives a shit? You know why? Talking about things you can't control doesn't help. Your little chats to people who are disadvantaged, that doesn't help, because here's the harsh truth. No one is coming to save you. And the only thing you're doing is painting a narrative that they're fucked and a victim. Imagine instead of focusing on shit you can't change, and focusing on how sugar is terrible for you, how grains are terrible for you, seed oils are bad for you, focusing on organic food, focus on healthy fats like olive oil, coconut oil and avocado oil, cooking your own food, meal prep, finding sports that a person is good at or easy to pick up to make physical activity fun, instead of all the reason why you're fucked.
trying to tell me that
no,
having fat in your liver,
I just wanna talk
having
about-
fat in your heart, having fat deposited in your brain is healthy.
No, I just want to talk
Okay,
about.
so no, you're not trying to say that it's healthy.
No, I'm not trying to tell you that, is what I said. I was never talking about the health of it.
Okay.
I'm trying to say everything you're saying is hinging on this idea, and it's a problem that we disagree on it, that it's the weight in and of itself that leads to the negative health outcomes. You're saying this MRT totally is.
Fat is an endocrine organ.
I know, but can you?
It
what about?
releases,
but-
it destroys your hormone balance. It creates insulin sensitivity.
What about the
when
fact-
body has too much fat, it releases insane amounts
Yeah.
of different.
I just wonder. Have you heard of social determinants of health?
Tell me about it.
Okay, social determinants of health, a group of factors that impact someone's health outcomes.
Okay.
That are things like your healthcare access and quality, neighborhood and built environment, things like your stress levels, socioeconomic status. So
Okay.
here's the thing: a person who's fat or lives in a larger body, we can't take away that person has probably experienced higher stress levels their whole life from experiencing marginalization every corner, from shows
Okay.
like The Biggest Loser to the doctor's office.
okay.
We can't take away that they haven't been given evidence-based health options because when they go to a doctor, they're told to go lose
When
weight.
fat gets deposited in
But
the
you're
brain,
not answering what I'm
how
saying.
I'm confused. Are you suggesting these are the reasons people become overweight?
No, I'm suggesting that a person could be in a larger body and be perfectly healthy based on
Do
their
you realize
lab,
that
their
only
cholesterol.
7% of people who are classified as overweight or obese, call it whatever you guys feel comfortable with, only 7% are classified as healthy.
Say that was true. Say we
I
knew for
can
certain.
go grab the data for you right now if you
Okay.
want.
Say we knew for certain that it was unhealthy. That what you're saying is true.
And here's the
But even
classification.
then, we'd be in this place where, okay, so what do we do? Are we going to send someone down a path of trying to lose weight and then gaining and trying and gaining? And we know that weight cycling in and of itself, bad for the heart, bad for insulin, bad for the
What do we
brain,
do?
bad for all the things.
We work with that individual.
That's what I do in my private practice.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and I don't encourage weight loss because it's unethical.
You see that? That's a stupid bitch.
I don't encourage weight loss because it's unethical.
I disagree with you.
And
I
what's
think it's
ethical? You were
unethical.
asking before,
I think
what
it's
do
unethical
professionals do?
not to be transparent with people about the dangers.
Yeah, transparency is the dangers of weight cycling. You can go down that
That's
path.
a separate issue. You're presuming they're
How-
weight cycling. If you're doing your job, they shouldn't have to weight cycle, right?
No, it's not about me. It's about the body. The body is so smart. But we're animals. Our bodies, when we lose weight, our body goes, oh shit, she just starved me. I'm gonna do everything I can to try to get back to that place.
I think it's
drive
more
up thoughts about
complex.
food.
I think it's more
slow down
complex.
metabolism to conserve the energy you are getting.
So are you suggesting that because it's hard and it's multifactorial, we should negate the dangers and not try to get
I'm
healthier?
suggesting that it's more dangerous to weight cycle than it is to stay in a fat body.
That's still not the claim. And if you want to show me that, I'd like, sure, show me the data. I'm not going to argue with that. It's not healthy to do that either. That's still not the claim.
Your claim
This
is
isn't a
fat in of itself.
hierarchy
Okay, all
of
right,
what
we're
is
out
unhealthy.
We're out of time. We have to pause there.
I would love to ask this brilliant woman, so all the people that are not overweight, who are in good shape, why are their bodies not going, oh shit? Why are their bodies not freaking out? Like what the fuck? Let's say an obese person is eating 5,000 calories a day and go on a diet of 4,000 calories a day. Is this an impossible task? Is this gonna lead to bad outcomes? Hell, there are people who are morbidly obese who go on long fasts for like months of not eating and are fine because their body uses their fat as energy. They lose weight and are better off. I mean, my God, imagine being obese and going to this bitch.
Hang on, which you started, right? Or I'm sorry. The organization that you work for.
Yes.
Had to do with a gentleman that started this organization because his wife, label it however you would. I don't know what words you guys feel comfortable with.
We've been using fat for 57 years. So
Fat's
we
okay to
fat.
use? Okay.
Yes. But see, okay,
You want me to
so, but
call
like,
someone fat?
you are
That don't make no sense.
Pete, it's a fool looks for logic in the chambers of the human heart.